I had lunch and I took a 45. I took a longer lunch, and I went to go get food, and I went to Carl's Jr. And just because it was the closest and like easiest thing to get to, like to go to work, because I only get 45 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I went, and I was like, they had like those cheap little burgers for like $2.99, and they have one with jalapenos in it. And I was like, that sounds good. And I drove up to the actual menu, and I saw that they had a thick burger version of it. I was like, oh man,
let's
do it, double down.
Pussy? Yeah. Oh shit, I forgot. I forgot I had these.
Anyways, so I got it. I went back to the parking lot of my job. Uh-huh. I sat down and I ate. And I was eating I was halfway through it, and I saw how much cheese and like just dressing and stuff they put inside the burger.
Dairy-based dressing, presumably.
Yeah, I assume so too. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
but I ate it.
To assume.
I ate it. I finished it, and I went through a quarter of my fries. I was like, I gotta go back to work. I went back inside, and I clocked in, and I started my first order, and about halfway through it, I went, and I was like, maybe it's just gas, and I tried to fart, and I was,
it was not just gas.
I was like, and it was one of those things where you know how you think about it, you're like, man, I really have to shit, I should go to the restroom right now.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it happened, I tried to fart, and I didn't, there was zero sound in my head, and I made no noise. I was just like, and I drove my little machine to the front, and I went to the restroom, and both of the stalls were fucking full, and I was like...
This is also a good time to clarify, for anyone that might not know, Noel is incredibly lactose intolerant.
It's true.
In case anyone didn't know about that.
Right. But, so I did that, and I had to run out of the break room where the restrooms are, into the actual warehouse, and then run and go to the trucker's restroom. So
just hearing the term trucker's restroom makes it sound fun.
It's the nearest restroom to the loading docks. They call it the trucker's restroom.
Okay.
And I went to that, and I unloaded. I was in there for a dumb amount of time. Not a unhealthy amount of time.
It's a good thing that you clocked back in.
Yeah, I get paid this shit.
Yeah.
Man. But that was awful. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Just hearing you bring up the term trucker restrooms just reminds me. I get flashbacks of going to where were we, Wyoming?
That was Wyoming. Yeah.
Wyoming.
The middle of Wyoming.
Yeah, buttfuck Wyoming, and there's a truck stop. It was a rest stop.
Yeah.
But we just saw nothing but massive semis, and it was me, you, and Oscar, who's in the drive-by. Go check it out. Or don't. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, everyone's yeah, it was the three of us, and when we got there, I think you guys just had to pee.
Yeah.
And we all went to the restroom, and I was like, I gotta take a shit. So I went to the biggest stall, with the handicap stall, but I was like, there's no one around. Who cares, right?
There are handicapped people doing at truck stop.
Yeah, but you guys, come on. So I went in, and then there was writing all over the walls saying, if you're looking for a good time. And then they'd write down, what kind of truck they were driving, and then, what they wanted to do or what they were looking for. And I was like, I need to finish this up, get the fuck out of here. Because that was a nightmare.
And then we went to that weird gas station on the other side of the freeway before we got on the freeway to get gas. And that was also a nightmare.
Yeah. I remember they had it was a gas station, and then they had a walk-in shower in the back. And I was like...
A single walk-in shower.
Yeah. Crazy town, Wyoming.
Ooh, that's also where we found those 32-ounce cans of Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yeah, those were the best.
Those were badass.
That was sick.
I think weren't those also 2 for $5?
Yeah. I think I found those in Vegas, though.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn those were from Wyoming.
No, I found them in Vegas because we were leaving Vegas because we just went through Vegas.
Right.
We skipped it entirely. We stopped at a gas station, and I remember seeing them and thinking this is the coolest. They were they were 2 for $3, 2 for $3, 32-ounce cans of PBR, and I was like, fuck yeah, count me in. And I got them, threw them in the cooler because we just had food and beer and liquor. But I was drinking that that whiskey that I bought.
Oh yeah, was it the
It was
the peach dog?
No, it was another animal. I think it was a snake, something.
What the hell?
I don't know what kind, but yeah, it was some like snake whiskey or whatever. But I got that, and I was drinking that most of the time. But I remember we got there because after that, the next like big stop that we had was Salt Lake City. And when we got there, we were, I think we were on our way to Salt Lake City.
Yeah,
we stopped somewhere, and we didn't have any like. I think I smoked, and you wanted like a beer or something. I don't remember, but
okay. That when we left Vegas, we straight shotted it to the outskirts of Zion, and we slept there at a truck stop.
Okay.
And then from there we drove to Salt Lake City, and Salt Lake City is also not cool.
Yeah, it was really pretty though.
It was.
Yeah, I think
super
at that
pretty.
truck stop is when I gave you the tall boy.
Tall
And
boy
then,
was in Wyoming.
Was it? Oh, then that's when we had.
Because that's when I drove. That's when I drove.
Oh yeah, that's where Oscar had a little accident, which I'll bring up. Which, you know what? I'll bring up on the next episode of the Drive-By.
Yeah.
Because that's a whole other story for him to tell and to publicly tell.
Yeah.
Talk about putting someone on the spot. Well, I mean, it's not the. Even though we're talking about stomach issues and all this different stuff, I was telling you earlier about I got incredibly drunk. Today is now Tuesday.
Yeah.
I got so drunk, super drunk, Saturday night, finished drinking, Sunday morning, was blacked out all day to the point where I woke up, I basically drank till Sunday morning, woke up Monday morning hungover. Like, it was the worst experience. Like, if anyone that knows me knows that I love drinking. I've been drinking since, like, the dawn of time. And I can drink a lot. I drink often. And this was one of the times where I'm like, I'm never going to drink again. Like, that, and that's something that people are like, oh, yeah, people say that all the time. Not me. There's times where I've been so hungover, and I'm like, it's part of the game, baby. It's part of the game. This was not part of the game. This is the worst hangover I had ever had, where I'd, like, gotten up at, like, 3 p.m. Sunday, and I was like, I can't function right now. And I was like, I just need to drink some water. And I drank it, and I threw it all up, and then just passed out in my bed again. And then woke up hours later just to, like, get up and eat, like, you brought food.
Yeah. And
I ate a little bit, and I was like, I can't do this. And I just went back to sleep again for another, like, 12 hours. And then got up to go get my oil changed. Which I thought, okay, last time I'd taken my car to Jiffy Lube,
Yeah.
it took like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I pulled in, they're like, okay, whatever. Maybe a total of 30 minutes from like pulling
Right.
in to leaving.
Right.
30 minutes. So I thought, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go to CarMax. It's way cheaper. I got full synthetic, so it was like, full synthetic was cheaper than like regular base oil at Jiffy Lube. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll go to CarMax. I go, and I pull in, they're like, okay, well, we're going to have your oil changed. Were you going to wait? And I was like, 30 minutes, bro? Yeah, I'm going to wait. And then she's like, all right, cool. It'll be done in about 2 hours. There's a Target across the street. There's a Starbucks and a Denny's. And I was like, I don't want to go to any of those places.
2 hours.
The thing is, she told me that they were going to do my oil change and that they gave like a complimentary like vehicle inspection. So they're like, if there's anything wrong with it, that we'll tell you. And if you want, we'll fix it for free. So I was like,
oh, okay, that makes more sense. Because I was like, at Valvoline, where I get my oil changed, they check all of that in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
They do. They yell at each other. They're underneath the car going, check.
That sounds fun.
And it's done in like 20 minutes. They're like, this is wrong with your car. Do you want us to fix it right now? I go, no, I'm fine. They go, all right.
Your funeral, asshole.
So like, I get it in a sense that they're going to fix it for you for free. You know? I get that. I understand that. And I understand why that would take long. Because they're like fully inspecting it.
Yeah. They also didn't fix anything. Because they were like, oh, your car's fine. And I was like, well, what the fuck took 2 hours? They're like, well, we checked your whole car, man. Like, it's fine, I guess. So that was cool. And then all of Monday, I was basically dealing with like a regular hangover. Like
Yeah.
a regular, pretty bad hangover.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't eat that much. I was getting car sick, which I never get car sick. I was getting, like, hot and sweaty and then cold at the same time. Like, I was getting chills. Like, it was,
Sweats.
yeah, it was super bad. And it wasn't until this morning that I woke up and I was like, I feel normal again. Because up until last night still,
Yeah.
I was like, I am still sick. Like, I was afraid. I'm like, am I going to feel like this forever? Like, did I just poison something in my body? Like, that, like, is for... There's a cat up there.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I thought I was going to get poisoned forever, but I didn't. I got my vaccine today!
That was so loud.
It's a windy day, so it's kind of perfect.
Yeah, the gardener came today too.
That's fine. He's not going to see this next week.
That's why.
Yeah. So I got my vaccine today. You can put up cool graphics when I do that.
Vaccine graphics?
Put up something cool. Anything cool. Put something.
It's gonna be a bunch of stock images of syringes spinning.
Cool. Or like generic people just shooting.
Yeah.
Put up something cool right now. I guess we'll find out because I can't think of anything. But yeah, I got my vaccine today. I got the Moderna vaccine.
Right.
And it was kind of trippy because I was in line, and like it was me, this like older man who was like, I don't know, he looked like he was maybe in his 60s.
Okay.
This older man, and then like a few other like younger people, and like he was talking, like they had like nurses like stationed at different little areas,
Right.
To kind of guide everyone in. So he's talking to her, and he's like just like in a good mood, like asking her about it, and like when she started and whatever, just making small talk with her and like making her laugh. He was laughing, whatever, just being like, I don't know, just nice. And we start going to the front, and then they like get our information, and they're like, okay, do you have your ID so I could check your appointment? And then so he does his, and he walks forward like around this little corner, and then I walk up, and then she starts checking my information, and then there's like some like, not like yelling, but like a commotion.
Okay.
And then she like looks, and she's like looking, and she's like, oh, sorry, and she gets my ID, and then she's like, you can go ahead and like go around here, and they'll give you like your stuff to like write down your information.
Right.
I was like, all right. So I go around, and he's like arguing with one of the nurses. So he just like flipped. He was like arguing with one of the nurses, and he's like, is there like a manager around here? And like someone who's more in charge than you?
Right.
Or like, and she's like no, this is, I mean, yeah, I could ask someone, but there's like, I'm telling you, like, we don't have it.
Right.
And he goes, I called, and they told me that they had the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. They don't have, you're telling me they don't have it. I don't want Pfizer. I don't want Moderna. I don't want that. I want Johnson & Johnson. She's like, we don't have it. And then someone else comes up and is like, what's going on? He's like, I'm telling you, I don't want, and like, he starts getting like panicky.
Yeah.
And he's like, is there somewhere I could go where I could get the and then this whole time this is happening, I'm like, this feels like I'm in a fucking movie.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I don't want it either. I don't want this one. This one's
Yeah.
gonna come. Yeah. This one's gonna. No. I don't want this. So like, it was weird though, because I had this moment where I was like filling out my paperwork, and I'm like, well, why is he making? I want to make a big deal out of it. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, that's the exact problem.
Yeah.
And then I was like thinking, I'm like, fuck, like what if I get the shot and something actually does happen to me?
Mm.
But then, because I'm like, I've seen people like cases coming up where people, and then I'm like, how many people have gotten the vaccine and nothing's happened versus all the people that have gotten the vaccine and something has happened? It's so disproportionate that it's irrelevant.
Yeah.
But you just hear about the people that died or
Yeah.
something happened to them. So I was like, well, I'm tripping, but like, that was like, because this whole time with all of this stuff happening, like, I neither of us have really been like too concerned, especially being that I was working at Aldi, so
Yeah.
it's kind of like, dude, someone could spit in my fucking face for all I can't help it. Like,
Right.
I have to be out anyway. So for a long time it was kind of like, like whatever. I can't fight it. I can't stay home because I
Right.
need to go work. So I'm out. If I get it, I get it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So I never had that like fear of it, but it wasn't until this came around where, and I also don't trust the government, but that's another thing. But yeah, it wasn't until like they came around I was like fuck, it's just seeing him like panic, and then it kind of set like this weird panic in me where I guess I was kind of nervous about it too.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I don't know what to think. And then I was like, I don't know, I'm tripping. And I signed it, went, and yeah, I went through it. It was fine. It was kind of trippy. I told you they had an observation area.
Yeah, that
after.
trips me out.
Yeah, just because like if you have an allergic reaction, they can treat you right away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they give you the shot, and then they're like, yeah, just give it like 15 minutes, and if you feel okay after 15 minutes, then you can go. And then they give you, like, they automatically they give you an appointment for your next vaccine, which is 28 days later. Put up the whole movie.
No.
Just kidding. I already did that. I did that last time.
We'll just have a movie every podcast and just throw it on the corner. We have to like mention a movie every podcast so we can throw it up in the corner.
Yeah, and we'll put up a movie that's exactly the length of our podcast, so it'll be like an hour-long movie.
I don't think I could like
Bring It
offhand.
Bring It On's not an hour long. It was longer, but yeah, I was like 28 days later. She's like, yeah, it's gonna be 28 days from now. I was like 28 days later, and then she's like, yeah, it's gonna be on. So you're gonna come back on April 20th, and I was like, April 20th, and she's like, yeah, and I'm like, I just started laughing, and she's like what is it? I'm like, oh, it's just the date. It's kind of funny, on 4/20, you know, and then she's like, I don't know what that is.
How old are you?
You know, she was like, I don't know what that is, and I was like, it's just like it's a thing with like, you know, people. I was so awkward because I was like, how do you not know? But I was like, it's a thing with like, you know, like people that smoke weed. It's like 4/20. She's like, oh, and she starts busting up. And she started laughing, and she's like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then she just starts. So I was like, everyone here that's getting their first vaccine, they're gonna have to come back here on 4/20. She goes, yeah,
Cool.
like she like got it then and thought it was funny.
She told all of her nurse friends after that. She's like,
yeah,
get this.
What's 4/20? She's like,
what are you, a noob?
Yeah, guys. So yeah, that's but so far I feel fine. My arm hurts a little bit, but it's like apparently people are like, you're supposed to have like symptoms.
Yeah.
Oh, I just said it. You have to.
Fuck. You have to give me the.
Oh yeah, I have to. But no one can know that you said that right now, so you have to put that
I'll do
over
that too.
your-
Yeah.
But yeah, like that you would get like symptoms, but that's the thing. Like when we actually were sick, we didn't really have symptoms. We had symptoms for like, well, I had like for me, I only had symptoms for like a night.
Yeah,
or
I was gonna say
something.
like a day. I had
Yeah.
symptoms for 2 days, but after that it was just weird.
Yeah, like that's why if it's like that, it was like cold symptoms. I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
But I'll keep everyone updated if it turns me into a zombie or if it turns me gay.
What if your arm swells up like Akira? Or what's the guy's name that's arm swells up in Akira?
What if my arm only turns gay? I just like at a bar and I'm like, or like just like talking to him, like, oh, you're a cool dude, man. And you're just like, and I'm like, oh god, sorry, it's just no, I have gay arm.
I have gay arm.
I was gonna bring up something that I recently thought about that was kind of weird.
Okay.
Because I do Instacart full time now, and I've been wanting to get like before this I never cared about getting AirPods because I like having big headphones.
Right.
But doing deliveries, I like just having one. Like I would like to just have one in and listen to music or whatever, or just be able to have them in and it not be like so everywhere.
No,
and,
trust me, I
you know?
completely understand what you mean.
So, I had been wanting to do that, but lately I actually had because I have old Bluetooth headphones, like over the ear.
Oh, okay,
headphones.
yeah.
And I brought him with me to a delivery one time, or I just had him with me, and then I had them, and I'm like thinking about being in the market with them on, and I was like, I don't like this. It just feels weird being in a market, like with like noise canceling headphones.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
It's a loss of sense. Like
Yeah,
when you like turn off or like lower a sense that you have all the time, you automatically, your body automatically like responds with worry.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like, if I'm, like, I used to, when I worked at Children's Hospital, I had my head, as soon as I clocked out, I put my headphones on, and I was just like, I would walk, and I was walking through like downtown and
Okay, that's
Hollywood.
fair enough, yeah.
Like, that's the thing. I was on the bus, on the train, I was in like subways, like, and I just had my headphones on. But for some reason, being in a market seems like weird to me. I don't know if it's because it seems more like social, like you have to like kind of
maybe
walk, like navigate through people a little more or something. I don't know what that is.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know either. That's super. It's not weird. Like I completely understand what you mean by that, but it's weird that, because I also know what you mean when you can like wear headphones like on the street and just be like cool with it on the bus, be cool with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about being in like a more boxed in public place.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Like being like in in a place with someone.
Yeah.
What does he say? I got you in here for 3 minutes.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of heat time.
Put up all of Spider-Man.
No.
I would love if every time I said that, it was just like
another one.
No. It's like every time I say that, it just goes do 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 do.
Oh, like the intro music.
Yeah, just like
Paramount Pictures and shit.
Can we get in trouble for that?
Maybe. I'm not sure actually. Probably though.
We could get in trouble for a lot of things. There was on the last episode of the Drive-By, I said something, and well, I guess I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
I said something, and Oscar told me that you can't.
Oh yeah,
you
I
can't
remember
say
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well, I mean, it was just that I said that, like we had a sponsor, and we didn't have a sponsor. I said it as a joke, and then we had a sponsor, and I didn't know that you couldn't say that,
Yeah.
like say their name.
Yeah, you can say like generic things, but
Yeah,
when
like
you
we're
say
sponsored
like
by pizza. Or
yeah,
something.
exactly. But when you say like company names, they could they'd be like, hey,
Hey, no, we didn't. Why would we sponsor you, fucking losers?
who gave this guy money?
Yeah. That's the way pizza feels about it. It's like, I didn't sponsor you.
I saw a crazy car accident on the freeway this morning.
Really?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I drive pretty fast. I leave early for work in the morning, but so I drive relatively fast because there's no like traffic in the morning.
Yeah.
And I was driving down the freeway, and I was on the far shoulder, like right next to the carpool lane, and I'm going 80. And as I'm driving, there's no cars around me, and I see headlights behind me getting closer, like really quickly. And I saw it go. There's also like cars in front of me going faster than me too, like a decent amount of cars. And the car goes zoom, and goes and brakes, and he slows down, going up to the cars in front of me. And as he's doing that, he's like behind like a truck that's going like pretty slow. So he tries to go over, but as he's like trying to go over in front of me, in front of my lane, he doesn't see a car, I guess, that's there already. So he starts to merge over, then whips the steering wheel and goes all the way over all the lanes, and then skids out and slides back and slams into the car that he almost hit still. And that car pulls over to the right or the left shoulder, and the other one pulls all the way over to the far lane and keeps fucking going. He fucking kept going.
He's like, fuck that, I'm not dealing with that.
Like, he's like, I was going 120 on the freeway, peeled out, went across every single lane, hit a Lexus.
Twice.
Yeah.
Imagine you're like, oh my god, that was so close. Then you go back.
Yeah,
you just
like-
built more momentum.
I know. It was a side by side slap too. Like both
Oh,
sides of the
yeah.
cars hit each other.
Ugh,
And
gnarly.
I get up for work in the morning at 4:00. I leave 4:30, and I'm on the way to work at like 4:45. These cars hit in front of me, and the cars that were in front of them were like still going regular speed. They didn't have anything to do with it. And I was like, sorry, and I just kept going.
Damn.
I was like, I'm not gonna be late to work for this.
Yeah,
Like,
it sucks to die, dude.
yeah,
We all die.
they didn't die. They kept kept driving.
Yeah, that's true. I can't believe that shit. Like, I don't know what I would do if I got, I feel like if someone hit me and it wasn't, like, so bad and they drove off, I'd chase after them.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't think you're supposed to.
No,
I'm
you're
pretty
definitely
sure.
supposed to call the cops.
Yeah, you're definitely supposed to call the cops, but I don't really call the cops in general.
That's true.
Like, when we gotta call the cops, oh, he left, like, 20 minutes ago, and they're like, sorry, bro, looks like you have a smashed car and no license.
Yeah.
Get in the... You're going to jail, bro.
I got a dash cam.
Really?
I just bought it, yeah. I need to install that shit and record all the crazy things that happen on my drive to work.
I need to buy one too. But also, I don't want to buy one only because it'll record anything that happens, but also record all the incriminating things that I do as well.
Yeah.
But I can delete that.
Usually dash cams have a spec, like a HUD screen too, that shows like how many miles you drove on this trip and how fast you were going.
Oh. I was like, that's perfect. I need to like track my mileage.
Yeah.
I don't need to track everything I do.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Don't worry, Google's already doing it for you.
yeah, that's true. Google already knows everything. Like, I fucking swear, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like today, there's a friend of mine who told me something that they did,
Okay.
right? You know what I mean? A friend of mine who told me that something that they did today while they were doing Instacart as their full-time job.
Right.
Anyway, you're like,
yeah, I know the guy. Come on.
So he was telling me that I don't remember where it was, somewhere near like getting toward East LA, like Pasadena. There's like this weird little spot over there.
Okay.
There's this like super. I don't know the name of the street. Super like long, like wide, like kind of like, it's not like Rosemead, but like not a highway, but really big, wide street. And so he has to turn to get into like to go into these to turn to get into to another street to get down the street to go to drop off some groceries.
Okay.
So he's at a red light, and it's like it was all green, so it's green on both sides, except for his, because it's actually like a turning light. It's not like a yield light.
Right.
So it's red, and even when he pulled up, he was like, "Oh, cool! It's a red. It's my own light. Like I don't have to yield and wait for traffic or anything like that."
Right.
So he's like, "Cool, that's fine." So then it's green on both sides. There's a bunch of cars, and then it's like empty, and he's like, "Okay, whatever." And then eventually, the lights change, turn red, and then the other cars start going. There's not that many cars, like just like a couple come this way, and then he's like, "All right," and he waits, and he's like ready to go,
Yeah.
because it's his turn next, and then everything else just turns green, and he's like, "What the fuck?" He's already been there for like 5 minutes. He's like, "My house is right there that I need to deliver to, and I've just sat here through like 2 cycles of the light," and he looked around. And he's like, "Fuck this." And he drove through it. And as he drove and turned, sure enough, he could see in his mirror a cop pulling around. And he was like, "I'm driving as fast as I can." So he turned, saw the cop come out, and the cop came this way, went around, fucking dropped it, like, gunned it all the way down the street, and then like skidded into the street, like to drop off the groceries. Drove all the way to the end of the street where they were, parked casually, like snuck in with the cars.
Yeah.
And waited, looking in the mirror, just to see a cop go. And then he was like, "All right, time to get this bread," and put his mask on and went and dropped it off to a little Mexican family.
Oh,
They're like,
cool.
"Thank you so much." And I was like, "Of course." I mean, he was like, "Of course." Damn it! I just had to take credit for being so courteous to that little Mexican lady.
Nice little lady.
Dad, earlier, when, same friend, he, I was driving home, I took that last order.
Right.
I was coming back. I had to pee super bad because, like I said, I've been hungover for like 2 days straight. So I was just drinking a bunch of water. I tried drinking like Gatorade, trying to stay like extra hydrated. I started feeling like shit a little bit after I got the vaccine.
Okay.
Like I got a headache, so like I just need to stay extra hydrated. Fucking mosquito. So
It's a green fly.
I had to pee. I had to pee as I was leaving. I was in Whittier.
Okay.
I had to pee then. I was like, I still had to drop off their stupid groceries and then drive back home. So I was on the 60, going back, and I was like, I got into the freeway. It was like from where, after I dropped off the groceries, got into the freeway, and it's like when you're on the freeway for like a mile or two, it was already like, what, 7 or 6, I think, maybe.
Okay.
So there's no traffic, or like light traffic. So I got on, and I'm like, I looked around. There's no cops anywhere. It's empty freeway, like, for the most part. I'm just gonna gun it. And
yeah.
like, who cares? Like, there's no one around. So I started driving. I'm next to, like, I'm not good with cars. Like, just like a souped up, really nice, like, fucking little car, and then a Mustang.
Okay.
And I drive next to them because I'm like pulling around someone else, and I gun it past them. And then as I start driving, I see someone in my mirror, and I'm like, what the fuck, like someone's catching up to me.
Yeah.
And I see this big ass truck, like this souped up truck, gunning it up to me, and I'm like, okay. And then I see the Mustang coming up next to me, and then the other car coming up, and the truck starts taking off, and I'm like, I already see Rosemead coming up. So I'm like, I'm not racing anyone, but like, I mean, I'll speed up. Or, yeah, like, let's go.
So party, I'll
yeah,
party. You know?
yeah. So I like, that's the thing. Everyone was driving normal. I started gunning it past them, and then they all started speeding up toward each other. And then as I was getting off, I saw cop lights behind me, and I got off on Rosemead. And I was like, that's for now. There's action.
That's for the race car.
Yeah, that's for whoever wins and whoever loses. That's for you guys to deal with, because I'm about to piss my pants.
I don't think either of them won. I think you won.
I definitely won, because I didn't have to actually evade the police that time.
You're just trying to get home, go pee-pee.
Yeah. And
But going back to your friend's story about the turning light.
yeah. Cool dude.
This is like third-hand information that I'm gonna relay. Okay. But a long time ago, the people I used to live with used to tell me about what they called the midnight rule.
Okay.
And how they explained it or how he explained it to me was that when you're driving late at night and you're at a red light and, like, say a turning signal, and you're sitting there and the lights for like straight traffic switch 2 times. Apparently, I'm gonna have to look it up. I'm gonna have to do a little research on it now. Mm-hmm. But apparently, you can look both ways and take the red light without severe consequence. That there has to be, I think they said 2 cycles. So it has to turn green on your lane 2 times. Okay. And then you can take the red light to turn left.
Interesting. That kind of makes sense. It's like, it reminds me of the Chris DiStefano talking about how before he just thought he was
that's
like,
why I was super hesitant on like explaining it.
Yeah.
But it's like, I've never done it myself. It's just one of those like second, third-hand information things that I have, and I retain that knowledge.
Yeah. It's like if I'm at a point like that, which is obviously like a lie now, because it's like if I'm at an intersection that's not changing, I'm just gonna reposition myself and then drive to however, like, to figure out how to get to that. Like, if I need to turn left and it's not changing, then I'm just gonna turn right and U-turn and then go straight.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, that's, I guess, how you were supposed to do it.
But
you're not, because you're not supposed to back up in your fucking, like, you're supposed to just turn. But also, I'm not supposed to do it during the day, or my friend's not supposed to do it during the day.
I guess what you're supposed to do if you're in that situation is blinker out of your turning lane, go straight, and then make a U-turn and come back around.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess that all sounds wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
You wait until the light
yeah.
turns red and then you blink and you go. Who cares, right?
Yeah. Either way.
That's the way it felt like driving. Like when we were talking about being in like Wyoming and like SLC. Like it's weird when you're road tripping because during that time I didn't drive, but just seeing you guys drive, it was weird because there's so many long stretches of road with nothing anywhere forever.
Yeah.
So it's like, who even cares?
Yeah.
That's the way it felt like when we went to last time we went to Vegas. When we shot Hotel and Drive By, I went with Oscar. I drove with Oscar. And the speed limit to Vegas, I don't know if it's like 65 or like 75.
I think it's 70.
He was going like 55 the entire time and would be behind like a truck that should be going that slow and is in the slow lane. And he's like, bah, bah, bah. I'm like, can you please just go into the fast lane and go the speed limit? And he's like, all right, what's the rush, man?
What happened to this fool? When we drove to Colorado, he drove the first like stretch. He drove 95 from California. And I remember looking at the speedometer from the back seat and seeing him drive 95 going, what the fuck, man? Like, come on, slow down. What's the rush?
Bro, it's not going anywhere. Well, see, the thing is, I think this is one of the problems because when we went, we were talking the whole time. So I think he gets like really relaxed and when he's talking.
Okay.
So when he's like focused and he's actually driving, he might drive kind of... No, never mind. That's not true either. Because just recently I was, I don't know why I was in Whittier. I think I might have been doing a delivery or... Oh yeah, I was doing a delivery. And I remember I left the market and I was driving and it was night. It was like maybe 8 o'clock. And I was driving, and I remember there was, I was navigating through it. Like I said, it was late, so there's not like a lot of traffic anywhere. And I was navigating through these streets, and it got into a point where it was like on a street that had one lane.
Okay.
And as I pulled in, this like dude was driving super slow, and I'm like, fuck. Doesn't I knew the street, so I was like, it doesn't open up into other lanes. I'm stuck behind this fucking idiot for like until he turns or until I have to turn, but like he's setting me back now.
Right.
And like I kind of drove to the side and could see, and there's no one in front of him. He's going like 15 under the speed limit, and I'm like, what the fuck is this dickhead doing? And then I'm like, what the fuck? Like what did I don't want to cut out and waste more time just to save like a minute,
right?
Just because this idiot's fucking taking his sweet ass time,
right?
And I notice, I recognize his license plate. It's Oscar's car, and I'm like, I can't do anything because if he thinks I'm someone else, he's not gonna know like, oh, that's Greg. Like, I have to. So I called him, and I was like, hey, are you like, where are you right now? He's like, oh, I could hear like the car in the background. He's like, I'm driving. I'm doing deliveries right now. And I was like, oh, are you like in like somewhere in Whittier? And he's like, yeah. And I started flicking my high beams. I heard him go, ah! And he goes, what's happening? I was like, dude, I'm right behind you. And I kept just doing it. And I was like, why are you driving so slow? And I saw him go, ah! And his car starts swerving. And he goes, leave me alone. And he guns it. And he goes, ah! And then goes around. We go onto this open street, and I'm like trying to drive next to him so I can talk to him, and I keep driving. I come out, and he gets into like the next lane, and then I start trying to drive forward, and he puts his blinker on, then cuts me off, and then I go back into this lane, and he cuts me off again, and leaves his blinker on. The whole time, I'm like, what are you doing? I'm trying to talk to you. And I was like, what? He's like, what happened? And I'm like, dude, you were driving slow as fuck. And he's like, dude, no, I wasn't. He's like, oh, it's probably because I'm watching Teen Titans. And I was like, you were driving. I was like, you were pissing me off because you're driving under the speed limit. And he goes, no, dude, I know for sure I was driving the speed limit. And I was like, how do you know you're driving the speed limit if you're watching fucking Teen Titans? And he's like, all right, I don't know. I wasn't paying attention, okay? I was watching Teen Titans. It's really good. And, yeah, that was the last time I ever spoke to him, unfortunately.
I've seen Oscar driving in my own car twice. And both times I pulled up next to him, I rolled my window and I go, want to race? And both times it was fucking funny. Because one time was in that part of Whittier where it has that curve. It's like on was it Beverly? Where like it comes out of Whittier and it's on that curve. One time was there and we were already like going and I rolled my window and I go, want to race? And he goes, and I go, and I take off down Beverly. And I think he beat me to the light that time. But there was one time where we were stopped right here on Rosemead before the bridge to go over to Lake.
Oh, okay.
And we stopped right there. I go, what's up, man? He goes, what's up? I go, you want to race? And he goes, yeah, definitely want to race. And he starts asking me something else. And as he's asking me something, I saw a light turn green. I gunned it.
You're like, dude, what's up with your tire pressure?
Yeah. And I took off. And I saw him coming, I was already going maybe 45, 50 up that hill. And I start seeing him go into me. And I drop a gear and I start going faster. And I remember beating him to the light. I go, and we got to the light and we both break next to each other. I go, I won. Yeah. He goes, nah.
I don't know why the idea makes me laugh so much. Of me going, you play up next to him going, you want to race? And you gun it and then crash your car. If this was like a time where you're like someone gave you this gift and they're like, you're completely invincible.
Yeah.
Like, nothing will ever happen to you. Or if you had like cartoon powers.
Yeah. And
you're just like, you want to race? And then you gun it and crash your car on purpose. He's like, oh my God. And then you just crawl like that.
I would definitely do that. That's awesome.
I think about that all the time. Like if I had if I could like in like when we play GTA.
Yeah.
When it'd just be like any of us hanging out and then like you guys, like you and Oscar would be talking, I'd be in the background and I'd just pull my gun out and shoot myself. Like,
take a cyanide capsule and just pass out.
Like,
that's my favorite one. What a weird death animation to kill yourself in fucking GTA. Take a pill and just die.
I know, you just collapse. Like, dude, I miss playing GTA. I remember when, did I tell you about, I think I told you about that, when, I was playing GTA. There was a while where, I was playing GTA Online, like, by myself. And,
oh, the crew, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did tell me about that.
I think it was because, I wanted to, because I think you and Oscar were like higher levels than me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to like level up, and so I could get like more guns or just more shit, just so I could dick around when the three of us would actually play. I remember, like I was playing on my own for a while, and then I don't know what it was. I think there was there was this crew that was already like. They were doing like I don't know what it was, like a stronghold kind of thing where they had to stay in an area and there'd be people coming out, like enemies coming out, and they had to kill them. And then I just went up and then was like dicking around. I think I was making them laugh because anytime I had my mic on so they could hear me. And anytime I'd do something, or if my character would fall or something, I would make the actual noises. So I'd be running and go, or if I'd fall, I'd go, and then like, eat shit. And they're like, bro, this dude's tripping me out. He's making all the sound effects. And I just ended up following him around. They were like cool with me. And then they were like, here. And they gave me a bunch of guns and money. They're like, okay, you're in our crew now. And I was like, what? They're like, you have to like, we're going to go and do the stronghold right now. And I was like, all right. So I picked up all the guns and money and then went, and then they're like, all right, they're going to be coming here. And I think the first time I did that, I just went up to them and then just started killing enemies with them. And then they're like, who is this guy? And then I was just like, I'm no one. And I like run around and like just like dicking around, and like I wasn't doing anything to them.
Right.
But I was like making them laugh. And then they're like, ha ha ha, all right, here's a bunch of guns and money. You're in our gang now. And I was like, all right, cool.
That works.
Yeah. And then so it was cool because then these dudes, like, they were super into it. It was like, I think like 2 guys and like this chick. And they were like really into it. Like they played every day.
Right.
And they would be like, okay, we're going to go capture this area. We're going to do this. like they'd have plans for like what they're gonna do. They'd go hang out at their like fucking super nice apartments and shit, and they're like just talking, and I'm like, I don't want to. Like, you guys aren't really my friends. Like, it's not real, dude. Like, none of this is real. It's a video game, man.
I think in GTA I still live in a gas station. I don't think I've ever bought a house or an apartment inside of GTA.
It's just so
It's like a rundown gas station too.
Yeah, like I remember that's one of the reasons why I like advanced as much as I did, is because I was hanging out with them all the time, and then I was just getting like farming XP, and like that was it. And it was just weird though, because at first it was cool because anytime I went on, they would send me an invite immediately. Like as soon as I like was opening GTA up, I would get an invite, and then I'd be in their party, and they'd be like, "Oh, what's up? We're gonna go do this." Like I'm like, "All right, cool. We're gonna do races or whatever it was," and it was cool because it was like if you guys weren't playing, or if you guys were playing, then they would send me the invite, and I'd just ignore it.
Right.
Actually play with my real friends, but it was cool because like I said, I always had someone like to play with and to help me farm. They always like just drop money because they were like, "Oh, here's your cut, whatever we did," and it was cool. But then after a while, I'd get off work or something, and then put on like YouTube, and then it would be like so and so invited you to play GTA, and I was like, I don't even have it on. Like I'm literally just trying to watch.
Try to chill, bro. Please.
Yeah, I'm trying to jerk off to YouTube videos. Like, put up a video of me jerking off to YouTube. All right, never. Yeah, it's like I'd be playing that, or I'd be playing like Overwatch, and it'd be like so and so sent you an invite.
You ever try to invite them to Overwatch?
No, because I didn't want them to be like, I fucking love Overwatch. I love this shit too, but like, it was just like you guys are cool. Like I guess for like when I'm playing GTA, like you guys are like they were cool, but they were like funny to me because I was just making someone laugh. Yeah, and that's just funny. It's just fun to do.
Yeah,
but they were like that's so funny. All right, let's get serious now. And I'm like, oh man, like
it's a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like playing games like that. Like if I'm gonna get serious about a game, I'm gonna play it by myself. Like I don't want to play seriously unless other people are playing seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Like when I play like competitive in Overwatch. Like if you're not gonna play competitive like full force, I'll play it by myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll play Overwatch with other people. I love fucking playing Overwatch. It's a super fun game. But competitive, I don't know why. Overwatch is the only game I take competitive super seriously. I'm super getting into Valorant though.
Valorant? What's
yeah.
that?
It's like the best way to explain it is if like Overwatch and CS:GO had a baby.
Whoa. I've never heard of any of those games that
you play Overwatch. What do you know? Never heard of
Never heard of anything, dude. That's crazy. That's it's weird though, because like I don't know, I don't see like how they connect.
It's all of the buying and guns and like low health to high damage of weapons from CS:GO, but you also have abilities and like an ability kit that you can use for each character.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. That does sound cool.
It's super fun. It's just like it's like CS:GO where you have to get like a hang for it. Like you have to like really like learn.
You can't just like casually play it and like expect it like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, like I've streamed it a couple of times and I don't talk. Like I'll have to put in like my title like low commentary, high focus, because I don't talk then like most of the time that I'm playing. Like I'll talk between like round breaks. That's about it though.
Yeah, that makes sense too, because like games like that, it's just like it's so hard to like even be casual casual conversation or to be funny and make jokes when it's like an intense game like that. Put up your entire Twitch history, or I don't know, just put up your channel, I guess.
Thanks, man.
We'll have that playing in the corner.
Oh, cool.
It'll be you streaming in the corner, very tiny. Just kidding. We're gonna say that in every episode now, and it's never gonna happen again, apart from that one episode. We'd bring it on.
We'll put it in different spots.
We'll always point to the top.
We'll always point up there, but it'll be like really small on the tree.
On the back of my head.
Yeah. Down here somewhere.
Yeah. I know.
I'll have the opacity like really low on it too, so you can barely tell it's there.
Yeah. I know. They're like, I like competitive games. I just don't I don't do well with them just because I have like a really bad temper, and like I think me having a bad temper leads me to being like a bad sport. You know what I mean?
Okay, I get you.
Because I'm not like if I play like any game, I'm not like a poor sport about it. It doesn't matter. Like it's just if I'm playing for fun, but even if I'm playing a game for fun, but it's a competitive game,
Right.
I like get upset because it's like I'll get upset over like Dark Souls, and I get really mad over Dark Souls, but it's not competitive. It's not like I'm playing against other people.
Yeah.
But it's like playing Overwatch or playing anything online against other people. It makes me a poor sport because I'm getting mad and now I'm directing it to people. You know what I mean? So now I'm playing Breath of the Wild. So
Should be fun.
yeah, it's been pretty cool. Like I just started. Like we just got a Switch. So like fucking 10 years later, dude.
I know.
When did the Switch come out?
I don't even know. I wouldn't even be able to tell you like a year.
Look it up. Put it up.
Thanks, man.
Put up every year that every game console forever has
It's
ever
gonna be a
been.
static screenshot from a website of just like dates from
Like,
when
super
games come.
compressed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like getting the Switch was pretty cool, and just playing. Yeah, it's so toxic too. So toxic because I love playing Overwatch, but I know I'm not great at it. And what's more is, like I said, I'm a poor sport when I play it because I lose, and I'm like, fuck this game and fuck it. But it's me who sucks. Like I'm just not that great. But I got we got the Switch, and we both agreed we're gonna buy a game. We can just play it interchangeably, whatever the game is. So I knew I wanted to buy Breath of the Wild. That's why I agreed to buy the Switch.
Right.
Because I was like, I don't want to pay for it all on my own. Split it, but I just want to play Breath of the Wild, and I'll be happy. And I was like, as I was navigating through, it shows the little Nintendo eShop.
Yeah.
It was like showing all these different little games. And as I went through, it showed Overwatch, and I was like, no, I was like, maybe just one game. Maybe it'll be different on the Switch.
It's not going to be different.
Not the it's the same game, man.
Also, there's like a
game over, man.
I
Over.
haven't looked into it, but there's like a Xbox Live for Nintendo now,
What do you mean?
where you have to pay for like playing like multiplayer games online.
Oh, I don't know why I thought Xbox Live. I don't know what that's what that means. I don't know why I was confused. You even like, what do you mean?
I was like,
what do you mean? What do I mean?
You're gonna have to break that down for me.
You know what, dude? You know what I missed? Also, this is something I thought about. That if we got an old Xbox 360, if it would still have old Xbox Marketplace games.
Huh.
You know, like where we play all those stupid indie games. Oh, they're so bad.
I gotta show you it later, but there is like a pocket inside of the new Xbox store that has shitty indie games, and I was gonna mention it to you like months ago, and it completely slipped my mind until you mentioned it right now.
We need to go right now to go look at those, and if not, we need to find out if we buy an Xbox 360, if we can access the old indie game marketplace. Because if that's the case, I'm willing to drop $20 on like 500 indie games.
On 500 free indie games.
Okay, let's go check that shit out.
All right, let's do it.
Bye.